Is this click, baby? I'm definitely not gonna cut this thing while it's on. It's just being an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't cut it while it's on. But I don't want to trick you anything. Unplug it. Boop 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 boop. Oh, I don't even want to do it on that side. Let's just do it on this side, just to show you can cut it on either side. It don't matter. It don't matter. Ready? Ready? God, this is not what I should be doing. F it. Oh. Tense. Okay, ready? Plugging it back in. You already got the idea. You already saw it last time. What's up, guys? Force of Motion in the house. Scar Force, DJ Boom, Hunter K. We got Donald. We got Big Al in Trinidad and Tobago. What up? Yeah. God, these things. I'm gonna really be incorporating hardcore these strips just into a lot of the, or not these strips, but the quad hands into these. I just sent a message to our boy Slush HD. So I don't know, you guys with kids, how this goes with you, but for me lately, what it seems like is if I have something important to do, what up, Vadim? Vadim? Is that right? It tends to be that when I have the biggest, most pressure of getting things done for the business, that is generally when my kid decides to hurt himself or to, I don't know, just mess around. Yeah, we got some new faces in the house. Small truck 246, yow! And some Russian. Russian's good if you can read it, but I can't. So let's show you the little pieces that were just snipped off. Long story short, though, I got to find my kid with a floor filled with glass, and he had gotten into his mom's stuff, and it was a good time, and he just decided to get all cut and not fun. So sometimes my day goes from business mode to like, oh crap, are we gonna have to go get a kid stitches, or what's happening? He's fine. We got some butterfly bandages. He's 3, so it's gonna happen. Craziness. Small Truck says, I'm a DJ, so I need to get my room colorful. Well, for that, man, use stuff like what's in the background there. Just standard RGB LED strips. They go so far. I even have an RGB blowfish. And now I have a camera that I can make the blowfish cam. Let's see, can we do that? It's gonna look like crap, but let me try to do something really quick. Swap the angle. And then check it out. Blowfish cam. Ready, go. Yeah, boy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I do these things. But my wife found this the other day. This is the old iPhone 6S that a bunch of my YouTube videos were filmed on. And I was using this a lot at the shop, and then after the move, we couldn't find it, and my other iPhones just are not so good. Hello. So it's gonna do good things. This is what I want to use it for now. I want showing you. We're gonna cut up more of these strips and just talk a little bit about them, because I filmed another video that's like, what happens when you cut and blah blah blah. So anyway, yeah, we'll just be able to do like super close-up stuff, and it'll be good. I don't know. I think it'll be good. Definitely gonna help when I just want to have like multiple things on the stream that are happening, and cameras over here, and we don't have like a whole bunch of other cameras. Like that guy doesn't zoom in super well. This guy doesn't zoom in super well. So maybe I'll even have a camera angle like that, and then do it. Wait, do I have that one? No, I don't. I have this one. Whatever. I'll set up more. Anyway, Tim Shields in the house. What's up, sir? Sean Paymer. Good morning. Adam Board. Saying, ah, poor guy. Yeah, kids hurt themselves, especially little crazy ones. So, I was supposed to go ship a bunch of boxes. I have crazy stuff coming up here, right here. So, I'm about to film a video for the channel that is on the topic of the basic stuff. Very much like the one I put up today, if you didn't see it. What I'm doing right here today, I have to batch like 4 sets of lights together. Well, 3 more now at this point. But that's how I like to do some of this stuff, where I have to do the same job over and over again, which means I have to be collecting all of these little parts. And the funny thing is by the time I'm done collecting all of these things, I'll actually be able to piece back together longer of a strip than I even need. Like, let's see how far I could go just with this one. Oh yeah, I'm already over the size there. So, spoiler alert, video I'm gonna post up Saturday, just in the interest of letting the other one kind of breathe a little bit, or Monday or something like that. I actually powered just this up. I cut it, and then I connected it directly to this guy. We got to see what happened. It was cool. I have a question for you guys. How would you like if I start asking some of these companies to send me stuff to destroy? Would that be cool? Like, here's what happens if you cut a Morimoto ring. Here's what happens if you connect a blue ghost with the polarity swapped on the strip. You want to see what happens when stuff is done wrong? Like a series, basically, where it's not like every video, but it's like, hey, it's Friday. It's like, oof, Friday, or whatever, you know, some stupid little saying. But it'll basically be to where I could show you what happens when you do things the wrong way. Break stuff. Tim says, yes, blow the channel up, break. So I think that that's gonna be a good idea. And I think that it might provide some value, like on just thinking further about it business-wise, for companies that are like, hey, did you do this? Because check out this YouTube video. The marks on your blue ghost look an awful like they look falafel. They look an awful lot like when Chris connected things backwards and it melted stuff to demonstrate what happens when you do it wrong, like you're not admitting to, because you're saying that you did something properly and then your thing just magically melted. Maybe you did it like Chris did in this video. I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be wonderful. Just because, like, I've literally had a 5mm LED blow up, just like shoot little pew, like all over the room, and then I've had them just fizzle. So we can get like a super up close video, and I'll film it like as high quality as I can, and not do it live or anything. Because what if like I get hurt and like my eye, just like grossness? That I don't think that'd be good. So, but if I do film it and just kind of show, hey, this is what happens when you take this little strip and connect it to power, when the manufacturer says don't do it if you cut more than 20%. I filmed everything. Glad you got my message, dude. Glad that you're here. But yeah, like I was actually, when I filmed this thing of me plugging in that little tiny section, this guy, which I'm gonna totally keep you in the dark about, by the way. I'm not gonna tell you what happened. What do you think happened though when I plugged in this little strip, which is less than 20% of the total length of this guy? Because imagine it's something like that, right? We're like 17%. I don't know, some stupid percentage like that. But I plugged it in and got a full shot of power from this guy. What do you think happened? Tim and Hunter? Same old Hunter. Oh. He's saying he's same old. Al says, safety glasses, dude. For sure. I got some of those. Oh, here's some right here. Oh. You never can be too careful. So sometimes you're gonna test things. You just put on your safe. These are the addressable glasses, actually. I gotta be honest with you. You're like,
how come you keep using those little LEDs to sequencer? You can do everything with addressable.
That's what these glasses are. They're the addressable glasses. Or I dress addressable. Got some loud gulps this morning. I'm sorry. Sinister says, I don't look like that. Dude, I swear it's so bad. Fat Kid says, yikes, Friday. But yeah, yikes, Friday's not bad, bro. I dig that. Can we think of names for things like this? Yikes Friday. That's dope. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yikes Friday, where I do things the wrong way to show you what happens if you don't listen to the manufacturer warnings and you connect something the wrong way. Like intro. That'd be dope. I don't know. Something like that. I think it'd be fun. Sweet. That kid said, heck yeah. Right on. Quarantined got every day feel the same. I know. You know what day it is today, small truck? Today it's day. And tomorrow is day. And the next day is day. Ha! Tim Shield says, how about Friday? I like that. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. And you ain't got to do. You know? Maybe not. I don't know. In any case, somebody, look at, I think, oh, that's cool. I thought somebody messed up my my little disc cam because it's hooked up to, ooh, look at that lag. It's hooked up to my main line, and I have to disconnect it from that because that just effed up the game. Look, I'm talking. Is it like subtitle movies? No, it's actually working okay. Not mad at that. Cool. But yeah, it's gonna be a good solder cam though. So happy to find it. So here's what I did. Yeah, this is good. I can finally show you guys stuff. I'm happy about that. Look at these guys. I always tried to show you these the other day. I got 2 fat thumbs down immediately on the live stream talking about these unique LED pods. And like, you should get thumbs down. Like, there's no way that you're doing a good job if some people don't like what you're doing. A lot of times it's just people that are like, hey, you didn't give me my stuff. I'm gonna thumbs down you because I think you're scamming me. Like, bro, I'm just trying as hard as I can to get as much done as I can. Working on as many things that I think can help the most people, because I know what head down grind forever looks like. It doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't. So I'm trying, doing my best. I think those thumbs down are from people that they really just think I'm out to cheat or steal or something, and I'm not, I promise. And you wouldn't believe me if that's what you think, but I think you guys know that. I hope so. Come the day that the mob comes after me and does like they said and sends Hell's Angels out to take care of that guy. He'll make him pay. Broke is broke, bro. I'm not saying feel bad for your dude. I get to do what I love and help people, so I'm stoked about it. Jonathan says, could you build custom taillight that is in a drawing? Totally not. Definitely not. But there are guys that can. There are guys that are super amazing. The idea is that I'm not taking custom jobs on, if I can, like, anymore. Like, and by if I can't say no to certain jobs, but 99.9% of the jobs that I'm asked about now, I have to turn down. But instead of me just turning them down, I'm sending them to you guys. Like, so you ask me for something and then I send a job to you. It's cool. It's working out very well. So yeah, got to get my name green like yours. How you gonna get your name green? What's that? Oh, I see. I see what he did. He's talking about memberships. Gotta get your white belt, bro. Mute mic. Okay, enough shenanigans. Good news. I heard back from Mark. I haven't hit him back though yet because I've been crazy busy. My kid decided to get all beat up. Quad Hands hit me back, and I am thrilled about that. I haven't told you guys anything about it yet because I wanted to reach out to him first and then see if he was like, yeah, you're an idiot. I don't really need to be working with silly men like you. But maybe that's not the case. I don't know. It should be cool. Are you watching on your app? Can you watch on the app? Or are you talking about the actual group? Yeah. So I think it's gonna be good though, because I really feel like there's things that I want to talk about on the stream, specifically because it's just organic. My wife makes fun of me for saying organic, but look at this. This is silly and freaking so cool. I used it to shoot the little video that I did earlier. I could start making videos so fast in here, and just working with something like this, this is so perfect, which tells me that it's perfect for you guys. And it's gonna be just such an awesome thing to have multiple products from Quad Hands, as well as working with their brand that has other stuff specifically for setting up workshops. Because I've still yet to make the whole like how to set up your home workshop thing. Like I'm in, let me just give you a quick breakdown. I could walk around with this thing now, by the way. You want to do it really quick? Can I show you the podcast room? If you care. If you don't care, I don't want to do it. But I can just unplug this thing and walk around with it now, which is dope. I haven't been able to for a while. I don't have like a full screen version of it yet. I could, but in any case, I do want to walk around and talk about the things. I won't have a mic. I have my wireless mic that I can set up and mess around with that later. But I'll just walk in there and come back. The idea in right here is that I'm in essentially a 10 by 10. If you really look at it, because I built this little room that I'll show you in a second. First person zombie cam. I have weapons too. I got like I don't know why I have multiple swords up there right now. You see them? They're up there. I got some cool ones. But in any case, this view right here, what you're seeing is it only goes 20 feet back. So like this is like a foot from the wall, and then like all the monitors and all, like you could see obviously, right? So there's that, and then I just basically have a little cube right here. There's even a line on the ground back there right behind me. Bet you could see it. See that line? That guy? So picture that I'm just in a little 10 by 10. Like 9 feet up. I'm in like a little cube. And I had the shop that was 1,500 square feet. Dude, this is good. This is exactly what I needed. I'm in like 200 square feet, right? What? Look, wait, we're 100 square feet, 10 by 10? Yeah, like I'm in a tiny little chunk here. And then this little, obviously it's like double the length, but like, dude, if you have a 10 by 20, you can get so much done. And so I definitely want to do that. I'll just walk you in that little room, because that's a 10 by 10 also, which is even better for sound stuff, because you could make sure that you're not like having a bunch of echo. Echo. Here we go. Zombie cam. Where's a weapon? I need a weapon. Let's see if this range works. First person shooter. Oh, okay. I know. I'm an idiot. That's okay. I don't mind being one. It was fun though. As I was learning all this stuff last year, I didn't know where it was gonna take me. Like I think about how crazy things are. The fact that one of my existing customers, good old Mr. Slush HD, hit me up just to give me encouragement last year while I was learning streaming, because he had done streaming and he wasn't really doing it like he had been before. I'm bored. I'm glad you like that. William Taylor in the house from the UK. What up though? But yeah, like my dude saw that I was doing something and just wanted to support it, and we didn't know that was over a year ago when that whole Twitch side of things started. But I was able to dive in, meet some of you guys, meet some of my best supporters that I've ever had. Jay at Sinister. I'm like, he's kind of, him and Richard, they're kind of up there. That like top tier. DJ Boom, these guys are just like above and like ridiculous. Past the point of reason for me at least. But who could have known that the world was just gonna freaking just get all gnarly, and that everything was gonna resort to like, everybody needs a webcam, everybody needs to go live, everybody needs to like start streaming. Streaming is cool, streaming. But like meanwhile, I had been piecing together this gear for so long, and if I were to try to get into what I'm doing now from scratch, whew, it would not have worked. So on that note, I'm gonna pass along a lot of what I've only been able to learn about this side of things, about streaming for your business and creating content, like value content, stuff like that, especially in automotive because it's what I know, but even more so like the non-automotive stuff. I'm gonna be talking a lot about that coming up soon, so I'll be plugging that as well. It's gonna be a project that I use off the bat to help parents, because I know that a lot of kids want to stream, and they want to do TikTok, and they want to do a lot of stuff like that. So that'll actually be a very nice thing. I hate to even say it, but I feel like potential-wise and being more lucrative, that's probably leaps and bounds more lucrative than what I do. But I love this stuff. I love teaching about it, and it's just so underserved. So some changes are happening, even with the academy, with the online courses. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on some of that stuff too, as I continue to work on Diode Dynamics stuff. Later, dude. These boxes are so overly built. But yeah, so huge shout out to all you guys that have been watching this stream, to my guys that have helped me out, my top tier supporters that send me things like coffee and PCs and all of that, and Corso Motion sending me the samples. Hey guys, let's just see if our idea is gonna work. Ready? Here we go. Hey Corso Motion, I want to blow some things up. Do you have anything that I could test that if you do it wrong has like dramatic side effects? Like, don't do this because if you do that, it's gonna be like I remember my OG days of the GTR lightning bolts. The idea was we wanted to work, and I might even still have some of these, I don't know, but we wanted to take the original LEDs that are for the GTR. There's only 2 of them. They're very small, and they're extremely powerful, but there's only 2, and so they only do that so good of a job. But my original plan of upgrading the brightness on the GTR lightning bolt, long before the LED panel that I ended up having made, was to put these little LEDs that were just way bigger. And so basically the stuff that we put in there was bright. It was way brighter, but in order to power that LED as bright as we wanted to get it, it got hot. And a side effect of it getting hot was the driver that was powering it. If things messed around with the LED, it would get so hot that it would start to desolder and slide off the board, bridge connections, and then the driver that was sealed inside of headlights would go and like fire came out of it. My God. Small Truck says he signed up on the site. What'd you sign up for, dude? I love that there's so many things in there now. Excited about it. Welcome and go join Discord, chat, Facebook group. It's time for our thing that says that. I can read these things. So, my guys, if you're watching and you didn't know, specifically my man in Russia, where you at in Russia? And I don't use OBS, I use Streamlabs OBS. So, kind of a yes, kind of a no. William Taylor, you are more than welcome as well. This is all I ask. If you want to join the membership group on Facebook and stuff like that, get onto the website, do the thing that it's saying to do. There's like literally, that just told you all the things that I would need to tell you, but instead it's visual and it's fancy and it's not just my head saying things. This is free, just super, it's something I've worked extremely hard on Yes, Corso Motion's gonna send me stuff to blow up. That's dope. But it is a big thing that I've put together for you guys. So if you want to be in the Facebook group, get on the website so that you can have access to the stuff that we talk about in the Facebook group, which we're going to talk about for the rest of the stream, by the way, because I just burned about 25 minutes. We got half an hour left. I've got a little OG Twitch Day object. This is a sacred object. My Twitch guys know about this. This is what I need an emote. I need a little picture, like our how much emote. We need one with the green sands of time. Sands of time. What it was back in the early streaming days, over a year ago, I had a Canon camera and I would use it to live stream when I was just learning how, but the batteries die on those things super fast. So I had to buy something that plugs into the wall. It looked like a battery, basically. I still have it, but it looks like this. Ooh, buddy, check it out. So it looks like this, and it has a wire coming out of it, and then it just inserts into the camera. I don't know, I didn't really need to show you that up close, but the camera still would shut off automatically every 30 minutes. And then I was at the store and I saw this beautiful little sacred object here, and it turns out that it's perfectly half an hour. So when I use that thing now, it is absolutely for the sake of having something visual. I could just glance up and see. It shows me what time I have left or how long I've been babbling about something. And there we go. And Silicious Crumb over there. Yeah. So, those early days, I can't imagine, had I known what was gonna happen to the world. Like, it was weird. It was like apocalypse training. Can't believe that. So what's gonna happen, Corso Motion, when I hook up things the wrong way? Like, because my idea is I do want to test what happens when we take stuff like this and hook it up the wrong way. Earlier I cut it just because I wanted to show what happens when you cut it, and like it was all set up and easy to go, like easy, ready to go. But right now, my stomach was just like. Here's the driver. So I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna test this guy first, which I think if you're gonna cut stuff, like, you should totally test it first. What if you turn it on right now before you're gonna cut it, and it doesn't work, and then you cut it? Obviously, it's still not gonna work. But then what are you gonna say? Hey, Diode Dynamics, I cut this thing and it doesn't work anymore. Can you give me a new one for free? Probably not a good strategy. So let's go. Boom. Got him. Test all our modes. Super bright. Brake light mode. Ooh, Mr. Richard, I've got something for you. So, your side markers, which are all beautiful and boxed up for you, and if you didn't see them in the last video, that was just to kind of give everyone the demo of them. But they have two different modes that you can hook up. So if you choose to keep them exactly the way that they are, I recommend you rock them in this mode. This is a really good one. As you can tell, it's bright. Look at my face, like super bright, right? But then there's the ridiculous bright. Like, look at that halo around this part as I turn this thing on. Crazy. Crazy, right? Really got to turn off that thing. Look what's happening. Whoa, it's still showing even though somebody's calling me. Maybe not though. Sorry, I got super sidetracked. Oh yeah, it's not on. It just froze. That's cool though. Whatever. So you've got those two options: super bright and regular parking light style. Now, if you ever decide that you want to layer a tint, like a spray film or some vinyl film or something on top of those side markers to black them out, but still have them look super bright, like still have them look great. Tint plus extra bright equals this with no tint. Does that make sense? Either way, you've got super bright, and then when you hit the turn signal, you could tie these things in. Look at that. That's like monster bright. And they have a mode where when you have monster bright on for too long and say it like it's overpowering these things. Can you guys hear my stomach? It's watch this. I'm gonna just hold turn signal to it. Dim. It has like a failsafe. It doesn't let you overpower them because this is sending way too much voltage to those LEDs or whatever, too much power. And so they don't want you to mess them up. So they made that. That's super dope. So in any case, glad it makes sense. If you hook up yellow to your turn signal wire, you're always good to go. If you hook up the red wire to your parking light, then it's going to come on crazy bright, which is good if you have them tinted, because then it's going to shine through that. Sorry. If you hook up the white wire, then, and here's your wire colors again, like on the video. If you hook up the white wire and you don't tint them ever so that they match those taillights perfectly, it's going to give you a nice bright output anyway. But then still, the yellow hooked up to turn signal will override that, and it will be great. So it's gonna be super cool. So not good for brake. The idea is that if you step on the brake, you could. I mean, technically, how you could do it. Woo! Let's try something. That's a great question, my man. Check this out. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go quad hands. I just keep plugging quad hands because I do want them to get a lot of value out of working with me. And their thing is dope. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. Okay, check this out. Brake light, right? Let's say, this is, like I'm sorry. Like sometimes I get excited because I'm like, that's so smart, but it's my idea. So it's like, what an idiot. Why is he sitting there patting himself on the back? Okay, so let's just say you turn on your car. You're like, third brake light, just gets power. Pretty dope. You're like, I'm on the brakes. Off the brake. I'm on the brakes. Off the brake. Because look what I done though. I got yellow and red twisted together, which means that when it gets power initially, the yellow wire is going to override the hierarchy of importance. It's going to be insanely bright because you're like, boom, I just stepped on the brake. It's crazy bright. It's like a turn signal, right? But while you hold your foot on the brake, now it's like, we're going to go back to regular brake light brightness. So you're not trying to alert everybody like hardcore, like blinding them in their face, but you're like, I'm still on the brake. It's automatic. That's pretty cool. Let's get new music. Oh, you think that's a decent idea? I think that'd be cool. I'm gonna cut that little snippet out, post it somewhere. So yeah, it is absolutely good for brake. ID Tuner, and thank you for being here too. I haven't called you out. Thank you, sir. Happy to see you. Let's see, what else do we got? Let's do a let's play. I don't know what that means. I think that's where we already were, but whatever. It sounded good. Okay. Forgot my mic. So I'm gonna cut this now, and I just heard bubbles go, and it sounded like a frog. There was a frog in my belly. So when I cut these things, unlike what I did earlier, is I like to cut them, keep this wire section attached. And the reason is, instead of cutting it down at the other end like I did on this one, that I just did so I didn't have to like resolder anything. But the idea is, now there's a bump that's attached on this far end. Now I have to desolder that, which I'm going to do on screen right now to show you. But I think that the better idea, if you are going to trim something like this, is cut it off. Oh, look at that gnarly freaking knife. What a not practical thing to have sitting on my workbench. Jeez. Yeah, so if I want to solder something up to this, it makes way more sense that I cut it right here, because now when I clip off this little excess, this little extra length, which I can look at just by saying, cool, that looks about right. Then I have a perfectly flat virgin surface to work with. See, I'm gonna have a lot of these guys. I already have a little bin full of these, so I've been thinking like maybe one day I'll like make this crazy little like, I don't know, some big word or something like that with all those little snippets of red parts. So yeah, obviously working with this is gonna be easier than working with this because I've got pre-existing LEDs and this stuff is like toxic. When you start like trying to remove it, it's no bueno. Let's do this. So we've got this, it's like adhesive. It's really hard. It's not cute at all. And so that's a bump that's gonna live there. Even if I cut these things off, now we're just gonna have a bump. It's not gonna sit flat, and I'm not gonna be happy about that. So first off, I am gonna go ahead and do that. As you see on this side, that one's totally good to go because the thing that I cut off, it has that little section on there. So if you ever have to work on these particular things, you do it that way. I haven't tested the output of these things with like checking the amperage or anything like that. Amp draw, that's something else that I want to do. I think what I need to do, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think if I'm gonna mess things up, yeah, FlyRyde on the back wall for sure. If I start breaking things, dude, I've wanted to do the cut it with the sword forever. I'm just dumb. I'll put that on TikTok. I don't know. I'll do that today, like an idiot. Or I'll just hold this knife and I'll just be like, I'll just hold it. It's like, ah. Okay. So if I can test the amperage, like how much draw there is from the thing, then I can actually find out what the proper amount is to control from a Ghozt sequencer. Because then, like, what if I had all the little snippets of this thing, but then I had the proper resistors or whatever I needed to go right from a Ghozt module straight to this little dude. That'd be cool, just because then I could control something up to 28 channels and have it dance and do its thing. And we could even like have a light on the back wall and you guys could send me files. Like what if we had like a panel and it had a certain amount of LEDs on it and we made a GLC file. This is cool for squad, we should do this. What if I make something that can live on the wall, and then when you upload files to it, it can do different animations or say words or whatever, because we got 28 dots that we could work with. So if they're arranged properly, maybe it's like 2 or 3 lines, and then we've got, you know, all the different little chunks that we could have. I don't know. Maybe that's just something that would be cool if you guys took that GLC, looked at it, and then visually just wrote stuff and you could send files over. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. In any case, it will be nice to find out what the amp draw is on this. I want to get really good and efficient about that. And I feel like my tools that I use right now aren't the best for it. I have a couple different voltmeters. I'm just not super dialed in with answering the question, which I always find answers. That's always kind of what I fall back to no matter what. I'm not worried about not knowing answers or ever looking like, oh, I have to know it all. Definitely, I clearly don't. But finding answers is generally easy because there's Google, right? And like Siri. Like, I don't know what that is. What am I going to do? And I'm like, hey, Siri, what's this? And she tells me. So, certainly not a... You see that?
Listening.
I'm sorry. Just go about your day, Siri. Take care. Okay. So, that's nice because I don't have to know everything. But I would like to be able to find the proper amp draw for all sorts of different stuff. So if you've got like your factory taillights, and like if you have a high-end car and you have factory taillights that have LEDs in them, if you disconnect, like let's say you have LED turn signal, perfect example, Aston Martin, LED turn signal, it's 2010, you're like, car's not even smart, doesn't have much of a brain, but it knows that it's got LED taillights, and it knows that if those LEDs are messed with, it'll start hyper flashing. But if you stick a regular load resistor on there, it will not fix the hyper flash, because it's expecting a very specific amount of power to be used from those factory turn signal LED little arrays, right? So you have to go in and find out the exact amount of power that each taillight pulls, and then get a load resistor equal to that to throw it on the car and trick the car into thinking that you haven't changed things. Because when you put a Ghozt module or something like this onto a car that expects that an exact amount, not less and not more, is being added, if it expects to see that and it doesn't, it'll hyper flash. And guys that drive Aston Martins are like, yeah, I don't want to have hyper flash, especially if they have sequential turn signals, because then the time that it has to go from start to finish isn't there. So that's a decent little lesson from today, is definitely have cars that if you start modifying things, they are not going to be happy, and they're not going to allow you to show the full potential of your custom sequential stuff. So that's true. My power supply shows amp draw. It's a secret. Dude, we gotta get on that. We have to reveal all the secrets. Okay, here's a topic for you guys that I want to hear your feedback, because I'm asking different people right now, and so this just got real for me. Let's have a conversation. Okay, so I've got the online classes. I'm specialized in certain stuff. GTRs, import lights, like how to teach, how to open things up, and my teaching style is very laid back, right? And some people really like that. Some people hate it, and that's fine. But I know all about LEDs and sequential, and I've been doing it forever, and there's guys that are way smarter and better at it than I am, but I have a non-threatening way of communicating how to do things, right? But then there's a lot of stuff that I'm not awesome at, or I don't like doing, and I don't want to teach on it because I think that there's way better guys out there for that particular topic. Like, I think you guys could learn way more about retrofitting from Jay than you can from me, even though I've got more experience than he does in terms of years, right? Because I've been doing this stuff for almost 20 years. And if I'm wrong in that, Jay, I don't know. Either way, you're better at it than I am, so have that. In any case, there's guys that are like crazy masters of tuning the lens output. Everything I see Jay do, he always excels and is a monster at it. And so that's why we're so lucky to have him here. So that's why I'm always singing his praises. In any case, though, there are guys that they are hardcore. There's guys that hate LEDs that will not ever put LEDs in their lights, but they'll do hardcore HID projector retrofits all day long. Crazy stuff, custom brackets, custom, like using a very like systematic approach, using epoxy and this attachment and that attachment, and here's do this step then that step, and they do all this all the time, and they never tell anybody how to do it. They're never going to. They absolutely will not. But they are hardcore, like a straight up just OCD junkie when it comes to that particular thing. I'm telling you all of this because I'm trying to get that guy, whoever he might be in whatever field he might be awesome at, to become a professor in the academy. And so I've reached out to a few of the top guys that I know and like, and I talk to anyway, that aren't people that are like unapproachable. And I've hit them with this, and I said, I want you guys to teach. And they're like, you want us to tell people how to do what we do, like instead of paying us to do it? Now, please, I'm begging, if you don't ever get involved in chat, if you're lurking, I don't know, there's plenty of you on here to have this conversation with me. Let's talk. What do you think about them teaching in their particular subject? Because I'm gonna give you the behind the scenes, the behind the curtain, the full deal. I want you to hear my vision right now, because I got some smart dudes in the room, and I do want feedback on this. I'm not changing my mind about things, about how I want to go about some of it, specifically money-wise, because I think that being as generous as possible is the highest, gives it the highest potential to do what it could do. So instead of having, like ID Tuner says, a special guest would be cool. Instead of just having it based on like, hey, here's a guest who's going to teach you this thing in my course that I charge money for and you pay me, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make it to where the whole academy, everything that I offer online, every digital product that I've already made. Now keep in mind, I made it once. It can sell over and over again. Now a lot of people that sell online courses, they use a practice called scarcity, right? And they're like, hey, the sign up registration for this thing, it ends tomorrow at midnight. Get in. Like I'm doing that for this contest right now because like we just can't have it go on forever. But it's not going to be like, hey, this thing that I made 2 years ago that has been available all this time, if you don't sign up by tonight, then you won't ever be able to get access. You better do it now. And then people sign up and then like, I don't know, half the time people don't even like take it away. They're like, oh, we changed the price by 99 cents. Good thing you got in, spent $200. Like slimy, gross tactics. I hate that. I think it's so whack. Like, I think these internet people have never been punched in the face. Like figuratively, literally, all this stuff. I can't stand the fake. I can't, it's so bad to me. I would rather be real and messed up, and you guys get to see people come at me and tell me I'm an idiot and I'm bad, I'm a scammer, I'm blah blah blah. I'd rather you see that because you know me, because you spend hours and hours with me, right? So I feel like if I bring somebody else to the table and I vet them and I'm like, this guy's so good at what he does, I feel like you will trust me, and I think you should trust me too. So I don't want to bring anybody dumb to the table, like to sell stuff and just like make a bunch of money selling online courses. Like I do want to make a bunch of money selling online courses. Don't get me wrong. I think this could be massively lucrative, but I want to share what I've already created, everything I've ever made, with the people that I bring on board as faculty, 50%. So that's like a big, it's like giving them half of my business for doing off the bat nothing. Literally, like they can do it now. They could go out there and, like put it out to their audience, or what we're talking about is if somebody's going to the website. Like let's say you go to one of the main retrofitters websites and you're looking at him building you truck lights and they're like $3,000 or something crazy. He's just crazy high-end lights. And you're like, you go through his whole process, and at the end of it, you're like, nah, that ain't for me. I'm not going to do it. And you just bail out. Maybe you don't even have a truck. You were just interested. And then his autoresponder, his thing on the website that sees that you had something in your shopping cart, but then it's like trying to get you back, right? It's like, by the way, if you're just trying to learn this stuff, there is an academy where you can learn it all. And use our link, and then you can go there, and if you sign up for anything, then like we'll get a percentage of the sale, and it'll help us out, and you'll get to learn and blah, blah, blah. And they'll bring people to the table that would have never found out about the academy. And when they sign up, like if that person signs up, then that guy's website just earned him 50% of that sale. So maybe it's a $20 course and he made $10. Or maybe it's the whole academy and he gets like $250 because the academy is like $500, $497. Stupid internet naming prices, $497 instead of $500. I'd rather just say $500. That's kind of how I refer to it. So I'd rather you be like, dang, the academy's $500, and you go there and you're like, oh, it's only $497, so I can get that and a cheeseburger. Instead of beat around the bush. In any case, I know that there are guys that are amazing at what they do, and they don't have a huge amount of income from this, and they might be side hustle warriors, and they're, for them, if they're able to make a few extra $100 a month, that'd be huge, or a couple grand a month, or whatever it is. I don't know. Of course, I'm stoked because I'd be getting half of it, but because of 2 years of hard work and building and support from you guys and all that. So that is what my he says, hell yeah, do it up, but please, the quad hands is feeding you. It's so good. That was like when R2 pops in and he's just like right here. But please, it's been feeding me. Somebody's out here. It might be a baby. It might be a beautiful woman. I don't know. It's a beautiful woman. Sweet. And she sounds like she's in a good mood, so that's even better. Beautiful, good mood women. Cheers to that, boys. It's raining and the babies are still sleeping, she says. That's awesome. So, yeah, guys, that's it. Sinister says, preach, damn it. Tim says, I love happy, beautiful women. God, the whole world does. Literally, like, nobody doesn't like beautiful, happy women.
I like you.
Tim scored points. Good job, Tim. So that's, yeah, I mean, that's the deal. That's what I'm working on right now. I pitched this the other day, and I got to be honest with you, like, I don't know with you guys if you ever have this. It's called imposter syndrome. It's basically like, who am I to blah blah blah. I have that. Not that, like, I'm very confident in the value of what I do. I feel like I see the value in what I do, like, long term. So I'm looking at it more like the culmination of my efforts down the road, not so much of like how good a job I'm doing now. Like, I don't beat myself up that I'm unorganized and crazy and stupid about certain things, because I feel like I'm doing a good job on other things. But hey, David Adams in the house. There you go. Beautiful women tend to get crazy when they're not happy. Dude, true story. Absolutely. You guys are going to see some crazy stuff. Speaking of crazy, that hopefully, in my boy David Adams' situation, is going to make him, and I'm assuming a beautiful woman, very happy when they get some cool, crazy lights that you'll see on the stream all next week. So that's hopefully one way that I can make my dude David's life a little easier. But in any case, with all of this, all of the academy side of things, I had to talk to these guys and just hit them with it and be like, you guys are the best. You're the best at what you do. I think people need to know some of the stuff that you do. Don't put yourself out. Don't hurt yourself by, giving away the secrets that help you feed your kids and pay your mortgage or anything like that. I don't want anything to like hurt anybody. But we had this really cool conversation, me and one of the guys yesterday. I called him up and I was like, I just want to get some like back and forth feedback on the phone. Let's chat. And he was gracious enough to give me a few minutes of his day. We talked on the phone, and he was talking about, he's like, did you see the post that I put up today where I had the four demon eyes that I was using on this one project? Now, in the case of my dude David Adams headlights, this guy's got 5 demon eyes in one set of lights. Now, if you go about this straightforward, that's 5 different drivers, aside from the 3 drivers that power angel eyes in his lights. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you're in the Facebook group and you saw a post I put up just last night, it shows a similar thing. There's demon eyes, there's color bolts, there's angel eyes, there's all that. And that's what I'm working on right now for David Adams. So the interesting thing is that this guy used a driver that powers 4 demon eyes. They weren't demon eyes, they were 4 Dodge Charger. It was just a simple solution. He was like, I have to put 4 demon eyes in this one set of lights, but then that kit over there that's made for a vehicle specific application, it has 4 essentially demon eyes that are just positioned properly, like on a special circuit board, and they run off of 1 driver. So instead of having 4 little drivers, 4 little boxes, like here's a driver, imagine that for the project he was working on, he had 4 of these that he had to stuff in the lights. That means not just 4 boxes, but that's 4 wires going into 4 boxes with these wires coming out. So you've basically got 3 wires coming out, 4 wires going in, all these boxes. That's a lot of stuff. That's like a big chunk of space. And he's like, so you want me to just tell people exactly how I made that? And I basically said, listen, you don't have to say anything that you don't want to say, but what your solution was, regardless of what the application's for and showing all the steps that you do next, that matters way less than the fact that, like, take this part that exists on the market now. It's got a driver that has the output to power properly 4 of the LEDs exactly like you need it to do, so that you can power up 4 demon eyes, or you can do the lightning bolts and demon eyes, like however you're going to set it up. But his solution is smart, and it's worth money. It's worth helping people out that are signing up so that they can learn all of this stuff. It belongs in a course. It belongs in like a curriculum, basically, right? To teach people that want training to know how to do what they need to do. So I told him that, and I was like, listen, it doesn't matter if you just show the way that you approach the problem, what your solution was, and then the end result. You don't have to show all the little steps in between. But getting that dude on camera, now his face will never be on camera. He's this guy. These are my hands. This is my voice. But you're not gonna see his face because he's just not down like that. I'm a weirdo. I dig it for some reason. Some of the guys will, for sure. I know I always tell Jay that he should. And all you guys that I'm telling you to get on TikTok and do all the things, you should absolutely be in there. Tim, tell her I'm married. Oh boy. But yeah, so in any case, I have a lot of these guys that they're masters at their craft, and I'm working hard right now to come up with a plan for them that doesn't take away from what they're doing, but it allows us all, because dude, trust me, I'm at the front of the pack. I want to take classes that come from these guys. So I would appreciate your feedback on the idea of having, let's say, like, what if there's 10 dudes or 15 guys, and I'm basically calling them like professors. They're like the faculty. So that's what's in my head right now. And that's a model where, what if we had classes from 10 or 15 of the best guys that have ever built custom lights, that have been doing it longer for anybody. They're weather tested, they've failed, they've bled, they've done all the things just like I have. And now it's not just me, it's not just my teaching style, but it's like when you walk into school and you got the math teacher and the English teacher and the PE guy, and so maybe one of us is all buff and crazy, not me, but one of us is all buff and one guy's like super short and fat or whatever, like, I don't know, just like in school, right? And like, you're gonna have different looking people with different approaches, different teaching styles, and different advice, different mindsets. I just kind of feel like that's somewhere I want to pay to get training. That'd be dope. That'd be freaking amazing. And there's different values to different stuff. So that doesn't mean that, like, hey, now that there's all these different guys, it's going to be like out of reach. It's going to be $2,000 for the academy. Like, I don't think it should be. I think it'd be just super gangster. Sinister says WRX Jewels will go up on the academy. That's like a pretty big statement. Like my dude just said that there's something that is very unique. Like, that's how I think. What my dude just said right there. He's like, basically just said, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to like give you a bunch of praise and then be stupid. But are you saying that you would show people how to do what you've done with the WRX Jewel Eye? Look at that, Adam Board. Chris, I support your cause, brother. Thanks for all you're doing. Bow! That's gangster. David Adams says, sounds like a good idea. More resources, the better. Dude, you guys are dope. Thank you so much. But yeah, the idea is, if somebody as talented as Jay is going to take you behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and be like, here's exactly how I did this thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I told the other guys, because they were very worried. They're like, you want us to tell people how to do the thing instead of them paying us to do it? Am I crazy that this is sounding like a super dumb idea? I don't think they said super dumb. They just said, am I crazy to think that that's like, that doesn't make sense? And my experience has been that when you teach somebody how to do something, especially something high level, super high level, they're not going to want to do it. They'd rather pay you to do it anyway. But there's still people that you have no possible chance of ever getting to pay you to do that job. People on the other side of the planet. And they're going to see the value in what you're doing, and they're going to beg you to teach them. I know, because I have hundreds of those emails. Dude, just show me how to do it. I'll work hard. I'll be your, like, a lot of people think it would be beneficial to me for them to come like shadow me and hang out and like walk around and ask me questions all day. I'm like, bro, no, don't do that. That sounds really bad. That sounds like personal one-on-one training, highest level ever. Like, I don't know. Like, of course I wish I could do that with all the people I look up to, but that's completely unrealistic, which tells me that they would even ask that means that they don't quite understand the value of someone else's time or anything. So I don't hold it against them, but it's a big old solid no on that one. You can't come hang out next to me and learn all day long. That'd be cool, but that's why we do the online courses and the free training and the live streams and all that. But to have somebody like Jay take you under his wing basically and be like, here's why we do this, here's why we do that. You know how I know Jay would be a great teacher? Because the dude teaches me. I got all these videos from Jay. He's like, you want to trim this, now look at it like this, now that little section, that thing has to be done, that has to be done, that has to be done. And he walks me through this stuff. Like, dude, I love that. It's worth so much to me, and I appreciate it so much. The fact that I know that people come to me and they ask if they can learn too, can they get in, how can they do this in their country, they could do awesome things. And I'm telling these other builders, like, listen, you have guys that will never, ever, ever, ever pay you a penny. Not in life. Not ever. They will never send their lights from across the world to you, and then you modify them and ship them back. You're not losing out anything. You're going to get plenty of normal business. Nothing's going to change on that. If you're good, you know, and obviously they're the top of class, so they're doing good anyway. But I'm telling them, you're holding information in your head that's going to go away with you, because one day you're going away. One of my friends has a tendonitis issue in his arm. Specifically, something he can't do now is this. 2 wires. His arm, his body says, you can't do this anymore. Twisting wires together. You know how often you have to twist wires together if you do this kind of work? That's like the whole game. That's the whole thing. He can't do this anymore. And that's not a good thing, because he's so talented. So if he can't continue doing that and he doesn't pass that information on, then like whatever he knows doesn't get to live on. It doesn't get to help more people. It doesn't get to do anything. It just goes away because his arm's messed up. Which sounds like a dumb reason for awesomeness to go poof. So I do think it's going to be a pretty awesome situation. And it doesn't have to be something as basic as, like Jake said, like a boot camp or a, you know, like a come hang out in person. Because here's the thing. You know when I learned some of the absolute best stuff ever? Last night, I got a little like blow up hot tub in the back. I'm sitting out there and I'm just watching this dude's YouTube video in the dark, in the quiet, watching a YouTube video, sitting by myself with my iPhone in the water. Or I'm on the toilet, or I'm on the couch, or I'm over here or over there. That's when I'm learning the most. Not when it's like, hey, show up to this thing, go out of your way, inconvenience everything in your life, push it all to the side, tell everybody else that this is more important, and go do that. Like, that's not a thing. It's not a great idea. In-person live events, I understand that like internet people do it, but I would much prefer you guys to just live your life. Because I'll tell you what, when dude from the other side of the world says, oh, I'll fly you to Sri Lanka and you can come stay in my house and you can work on my car and I'll pay to fly you out here and I'll feed you, and like, you know how awesome that sounds? Not at all. I don't want to go there. I mean, I do. I want to go there with my wife and my kids and play and goof around. But like, I don't want to be a hired mechanic to go wrench on a dude's car on the other side of the planet. What if something goes wrong? Like, I don't know. What if he's like, you're not leaving until this works? And I'm like, oh no. So yeah, I don't want to go out of my way for that. But I know that I could help the dude that owns a shop down the street from him. And he could learn all the stuff that I would do. Now he could pay that guy. Now that guy knows how to fish and he can just keep on fishing, as opposed to like me going out there and, you know, doing the job. So I want you guys to all just crush. Al, same deal. Like, he's out there in Trinidad and Tobago. He won access to the academy back when I hit 50K on YouTube, and it feels so good to think about everything that this guy can continue to learn. So David Adams says, guys that couldn't afford the work you would pay to learn to do their own, so there's profit from a source you wouldn't have otherwise. And that's what I told these guys yesterday. David's a smart guy. It's like this. You don't have anything coming from them. It's, if you're smart, if you follow my advice, if you, like some people have paid for the training that I tell them, specialize and say no to everything except for this tiny little lane that you're in. Dominate that lane. Be the best. Be the market leader. Be the niche guy. You're the guy, right? And what I was telling these other builders was, if you are the guy, and if you are making courses with me, hear that weird little noise? If you're making courses with me, people are paying to take your courses, and you're literally writing the book on how to do this thing. You're the best. You're the guy. and everyone wants to learn from you. You know what the byproduct of that is? So many people are like, I don't want to learn. I just want the guy to do my job. I can tell you because everybody wants me to build their lights for them. And I say no to like so much close to all of them that even saying that I take some jobs on is like, it's like the wrong message. It's not even a whole percent. You know what I mean? It's like, it's no to everything. No to everything so that I can do the thing that I should be doing, which is this right now, what I'm doing right now. That's what I should be doing. And making academies and working with guys and connecting people and blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't be saying, oh, you want me to do your Acura and your Honda and your Hyundai and your Aston Martin and your even the GTRs. I shouldn't be doing that. I'm working hard to be on the other side of that, and that's currently still something that I have to take on. And it's important to me that I do what I can to be practical to keep all this going. So meanwhile, you've got these guys that are amazing. and yeah, I just want them to have that access to the people that they're saying no to. Because every time somebody comes to a guy that builds truck lights and says, hey, can you build custom sequential taillights for my Honda? Like, why would he say yeah? It's like, did you see custom sequential Honda lights on my Instagram or my YouTube or my website? Are you just assuming that because I do this that I should do that? Like, do you have the guy that does brain surgery give you stitches on your big toe? Is that what you do? Because like, pretty sure there's a guy that works on your brain, there's a guy that works on your heart, there's a guy that works on your lungs, and that's for a reason, because they're in their lane so they can be better at that thing than anybody else. So why, if you see a guy over here doing tuning on like high-end race cars, why would you go to him and say like, can you change my brakes? Like, you shouldn't, right? There's a disconnect there. So if that guy that builds custom lights for a specific thing has to say no to everybody else because they keep blowing him up with all these questions, can you do this? Can you do that? It's basically like, can you fix my brakes? Can you change my spark plugs? Can you, I don't know, detail my car? He's like, bro, I bore out engine blocks. Like, I don't do that. So like, no. And in most cases, he'll just ignore you. I'm like, yo, you should absolutely be not only repurposing that opportunity, you should be potentially benefiting, but benefit the guy and do it automated. Like, send him to a resource where not only can he find out exactly how to do it himself, but maybe he'll just find out that there's a guy that teaches a class about that exact thing. And when he finds out about that guy that you said no to, he can maybe sign up for that guy's course, which that case, that guy that is typically saying no, he just cashed out 50% of that sale. Or maybe it just works out to where he goes to the actual guy because that guy's also a professor in the academy. Now that guy just got a direct referral, so that gave him some value, and the customer got the value. And at the end of the day, like, it's this big kind of network that's going to continue to grow bigger and bigger. But as it grows bigger and bigger, it doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to just be ungodly expensive and out of reach of people. I still say there should always be the master ticket, the golden ticket to the thing that gives you access to everything, and then have it all broken down into little chunks. So if you're like, I don't need all of that, I just want that thing, like a la carte, just that one thing. Just like how I have sequential school set up. So you got sequential 101, 201, 301. If you only want 201, you don't have to do the other ones, right? If you want to get all three of them and you want to get a better deal on it, you do sequential school, and it's like a chunk. If you want that and the thing about trucks and taillights and angel eyes and this, that, and the other, you can just do the whole academy thing, and it's ridiculously less than all of the things one by one added up. Hope that makes sense. I wanted to end this just by saying thank you for everything. Derek says thanks for taking on my lights. Thank you for being patient. David Adams, thank you for being patient. Slush HD, thank you for being patient. DJ Boom, thank you for being patient. Like, all of these guys, I couldn't do this side of things and take it to the level that it's going to get to just on the other side of, like, so there's a mountain. It's really big, and I've been climbing up it slowly. But I feel like we're getting close. Like, I'm almost there. I feel like at the top of the mountain there's an army of supporters waiting for me, and then cool stuff happens. So we're close. In between now and then, I got to finish some lights. So you guys, thank you that are waiting for them. Good stuff is coming. And I'm excited about what happens next for everybody. So thank you guys for hanging in an extra 10 minutes. I know I was kind of gushing from the heart and the brains. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people that want to learn, a lot of opportunity for people that want to teach. And in the end, a better system than being ignored or getting a big fat no from all the builders that are awesome that maybe just aren't the right guy for the job. There it is. I'm out. You guys, I actually set up my end stream button there so I don't have to goof around forever. Thank you guys a million. Adam, dude, thank you for the huge super chat today. You're dope. Everybody, thank you for the positive reinforcement of what's happening. I'm gonna keep moving forward. Derek, Slush HD, David Adams, all you guys that are just supporting the whole thing. We missed some of our guys today. I missed them. I hope I see you tomorrow. Hope I see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Saturday, 9 a.m. Don't forget, weekends, we start an hour earlier. I'm out. See you guys.